to you guys live from the NY, back with another one. Listen, I did a broadcast this morning and I was playing with the audio. I thought I was fine tuning the sound. And when I ran the tape back, that joint was sounding like the Chipmunks, Daffy Duck, and all of that put together. And that joint was just all jacked up. So I had to really take it down and issue my apologies. But, just to give you a brief breakdown of what I was talking about, I was just shedding light on the 3 post office niggas that got found guilty for getting a coworker drunk or drugged. And this individual was drugged, and then from this drugging, them niggas, essayed, you know what I'm saying? And they took advantage of her. And brothers is now on trial, 2 black men and a Chinese. I was just giving just my point of view, which is giving you a point of view of right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to give you a point of view of something else. So, shout out to my homegirl, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna say her name, she know who she is. She sent me a video. And in this video, it's a pastor, and the pastor basically stated that he wants every door locked. He got 1,000 people in there. Everybody must contribute to $20. And the other people on the other side must contribute to $20. Altogether equals $40,000. And the $40,000 will not, and I repeat, will not, the $20,000, the $40,000 must be given and received in order for the doors to open. So now individuals is getting backlash behind this. Now, every time I come on, this YouTube universe, I try to shed light on the fuckery that these people had us under for the last 400 plus years. I try to shed light on the fact that these people have created a system, and not only created a system, but also given job opportunities, careers to individuals to continue promoting and using the same tactics for self-benefit. As long as this individual is falling in line and doing what that so-called system, which is religion, designed to do, it will be supported, it will be pushed. It will not be any negative, etc., that comes along, as long as you're doing the fufu, right? Now, I've been telling you guys for the last couple of months, soon probably be a year, of the shit that I have uncovered, the lies that has been told, the foolery and the evil that comes with the things that we are investing our time into. And it has caused us to live a life of delusion. It has caused us to live a life of fear. It has caused us to live a life of belief and fall beyond from reality. See, the reality is that this was something given unto the people to control, to manipulate, to take advantage. It doesn't matter if you feel like you black, white, Chinese, whatever, right? This system, this program, right? It was designed to do that. It did that, and it's created what you guys are seeing right now. This is a fact. That's a reality. A belief is when you know that these things that I just mentioned was given unto you. Hold on a minute. Yo.
Shit. 555 Madison Street.
I don't remember, boy. I don't remember, my guy. I'm sorry.
It was a month ago. You said Unit 3 was treated for mice, added dye track under the sink pipe, and closed entry, replenished bait station, and added glue boards under the sink cabinet. Unit 2 services, Unit 1 services. There were no other issues to report. You remember that?
Nah. I'm sorry, bro.
Yo, this is a quarterly pest control. Why am I here today, bro? This is quarterly. I'm about to call the office. Alright, I hit you back.
All right, my apology. That was my bro. So, so man, my bro threw me off. Of course, that man knew what he was doing, pimp. Don't they all know what they doing? Don't they all come with the same foundation? It's just a different presentation. Same foundation, different presentation. You know that. You know that. Tell me what the Hebrews is doing that's different from what TD Jakes is doing. They just don't openly do it in front of you, but when you gather amongst them, oh, best believe you got to share some tidings. Best believe they're gonna tell you, man, give what you can, so allow us to continue doing the works. What works? To continue promoting the foolish lies. That's look. Walked off with my year's salary in one church service. Come on. So this is how the game goes. It's not. These people know exactly what they're doing. It's the same manuscript, man. You got to see it for what it is. What it is this has really never been about salvation, my niggas. There's always been about control and pure manipulation. Take complete control of the mind. He that controls the mind controls the spine. I repeat. He that controls the mind controls the spine. I repeat. He that controls the mind controls the spine. I repeat. He that controls the mind controls the spine. The moment you guys start to realize that, the moment you guys start to realize that from the minute you was born, you was already born into the indoctrination of evil, bro. You cannot. This is why we can't break from it. This is why we can't let go. This is why we can't say this is not for me. We have to be connected to some level of Jesus, some level of Abrahamic religion. The black man has to be connected. If he's not connected, he feels rejected. He feels unprotected. He feels neglected. He feels violated. He feels this. I could talk that preacher bullshit too. But in reality, it's not what's setting us. What it's doing to us is dividing us. Why is one book have 50 different denominations, 60,000 different versions, 20 million different interpretations of one book? And then when you see a book got a power like that, and then when you go look into who put these books together, you see that King James got 16 great writers to compile this together. It starts to make sense. This is why you got 50 different versions. It's intentional. Talking fire. Ring the alarm. Ring the alarm. How does one thing that's supposed to promote us to get together got us divided in every aspect, every way, shape, or form? We're not unified, loving, caring, riding for each other in any way, shape, or form, bro. We're not doing that. We can't even do that. We can't even look at a fellow brother without having some negative thought about him. We can't, because we've been programmed to be like that. We've been programmed to be like that. The program took place in the 60s. The program took place in the 70s. We've been programmed to be like that. Self-hate was elevated in the 60s. You thinking the hate came along from religion? You think the hate came from no? You think the hate came from the white man and self-hate? No. It's when these people bought these ideologies. It's when the Nation of Islam came with their ideologies. It's when the Hebrews came with their ideologies. It's when is when Martin Luther King came with his ideologies. If you pay attention to what I'm saying, if you pay attention to what I'm saying, all three of those things I just mentioned connects back to the Abrahamic religion. And when you rewind back the tapes, you will see that every Abrahamic religion that's being followed on this earth today, right now, in 2024, I repeat, every single goddamn, and you right, my brother. Don't think I don't see what you saying. I just gotta land this plane, my nigga. I just gotta land the plane. Don't think I don't see what you saying. Everything that you saying, you 100. But I gotta land this plane. You understand? When you see that these three religions was religions that was forced upon people, there's not a single Abrahamic religion on the face of this earth that came with pure love. All of it came with bloodshed. All of it. Even if you read the Bible, it came with bloodshed. All of it. People was killed because of the Abrahamic religion. This is facts. This is not me saying, this is not me talking madness. I'm telling you the truth. If you wanna look through history or you wanna look through the mystical stories, the Abrahamic religion has destroyed more people than any religion on the face of this earth. And when you pay attention and you realize that these three religions are the three religions that was pushed upon black people, was invested, had a whole momentum in the 60s and 70s. This is the beginning of the self-hate. This was the beginning of the self-hate. When they executed Martin Luther King, we didn't know what to stand up for. We said, listen, man, they killed this man, they killed Malcolm. I don't think I got it in me to do this. This is facts. True word. I don't think that I got it in me to do this. Then we started going small. We wanted to be behind closed doors. Niggas, they want to step up. And when a nigga stepped up, you've been so programmed by these religions and what comes along with these religions. Meaning, if a man was a part of a religion and he got out of the religion, that means God no longer needs him. That means because he was doing something evil. He did this, he committed that, he committed adultery, he committed lust, he committed that. Religion puts you in that state of mind. But in reality, every nigga that you could think of do the same bullshit every single day. This nigga's doing this, she's doing that. Every nigga's fucking up. Every nigga, you got niggas smoking weed, you got niggas drinking liquor, and this is just reality. This is just the reality of the circumstances and the conditions that we are in as people. And not everybody is strong-minded and strong-willed, and everybody's all, but some people are just tired, exhausted of being strong-minded, strong-winded. People get exhausted. It's intentional. You understand? People get exhausted. You understand? But what religion does, religion creates a state of mind. A state of mind that's literally designed to divine and cause nothing but spiritual genocide upon guys that look like me and you. This is facts. If you're thinking that I'm lying, if you're thinking what I'm saying is untrue, you hear these individuals talking what they talking. Listen, these people gotta force you to believe a story. The Europeans already got it marked in stone, my nigga. They already got it written in stone. This is how we gonna have you guys for the remainders of your life. It's like this. They got it written in stone. What are we talking about? You think these people are gonna change? We are trying to make a change of a story that they put together. They compiled this story. It wasn't us, bro. You can fight it. You can force yourself to believe it. It wasn't us, pimping. It wasn't us. All I say is to my black people, this ideology got us so invested into the philosophies of Socrates and Socrates and Democritus and all the nonsense. But none of these things got us connected to who we are. We know that we come from Africa. Why don't we know about African culture? Why we don't know about African food? How we know how to say wonton soup? Niggas know how to say wonton soup. Niggas know how to say wonton soup, but can't say a food in African. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Because religion creates self-hate. Religion makes you believe that if it's not in the guidelines and the writings and the studies of them, then what you're doing is incorrect. What you're seeing is wrong. What you're visioning is evil. But it's like, fam, you saying all these things, but me following what you're doing, believing what you're telling me, turned me to a very evil man. Turned my women into very whorish women. Very whorish, very sluttish, very duttyish. That's what it did to my lady. So you telling me this is what I gotta follow? You gotta make it make sense. You can't tell me that what my ancestors and what we used to do is evil and your way is the right way, and the whole entire world is under your wing, under your perspective, and look at the condition. So then somebody's not telling the truth. And as a black man who has been given the option, because don't think your freedom, don't think you fought and you won your freedom. Listen, you was given the option, okay? You was given the option. Only reason why they're allowing you to run free right now is because they want to run tests. They want to see who's the playboy dummy. Why you out here thinking you're the playboy bunny, Mayweather with money, and trying out to see who's the real playboy dummy, and that's us. Long live the retards, which is us. We ain't wise. We don't understand what's going on. You feel me? Let's telling you guys the truth, man. Just telling you guys the truth, man. We're not paying attention to what we should be paying attention to, man. You know what I'm saying? These things has divided us. These people do the foolishness all the time. What you think this pastor was doing? He just following protocol, bro. Nigga, you gotta pay for this Luciferian doctrine, nigga. Remember, nothing in this world is free, pimping. Even death must be paid for. Death must be paid by blood and green paper. Nigga, are you crazy? That's how it goes, fam. That pastor was upset. That nigga probably had like 2 services and he probably got like $100, $500, $2,000, $3,000. That's not enough. That's not enough for today's inflation. He got a job to do. He's doing the will of God. He's doing the will of God. You gotta pay that. Come on, man. You gotta pay that. And black people's gonna see that and still subject themselves to it. Still don't understand that this is a formula, a well-created formula. Charles C. Jones, guys, look him up. Charles C. Jones, look him up. How to Turn a Negro Christian. Charles C. Jones, look him up. He himself will tell you out his own mouth that when we came here, when they brought these niggas here, these niggas, they know nothing about Jesus. They know nothing about keeping no commandments. They know nothing about this. They had to teach the Sabbath. He had to teach the Sabbath to the children. The agenda was to get to the children. How did they get to the children? By doing what they do now. You think the tactics stopped? Is the same thing that they doing now. You'll go walk by a church on Christmas. You see all the decorations, see all the lights. You might even see Santa Claus open the door and come out the church. You're going to see that. Easter, you're going to see the bunny rabbits. You're going to see the candy. They're going to have everything you need that's going to lure you into their web of lies, web of tricks, and web of fuckery. That's what they do. It's the same thing. It's the same process. That foundation has never left. It's the same process to this day. Now they're hiding our feast days. Now they got you, doing commandment feast days. People coming out of pocket spending thousands of dollars, no recoup. You know what I'm saying? You got those that solely come around for food because they know, like children, my nigga. Like children. Like children. But this is what Charles C. Jones was doing. You get them from young. Don't the Bible say train up a child from young, so when they get old, they won't depart? There you go. How do you depart from that? Huh? Tell me. How do you depart from that? You was told from young. From the minute you came out your mother's poom poom, you was already indoctrinated. The first word you heard before your name was thank you, Jesus. He said, I believe. Oh, of course. No, listen, we're not gonna do it. Listen, racism came with religion. They came with a religion, told you this is your God. He's over you. We was like, but he don't look like me, nigga. We don't give a damn. You better take him and exceed. This is what. Listen, the entire destruction of the earth right now is because of religion. I don't understand how people still doesn't see that. I don't understand how black people don't see that the reason why you as weak as shit and you can't stand up for nothing and you can't fight for nothing. There's nothing for you to fight for because the spirits, the powers that stand on top of you to help you fight, you no longer desire them. You got black people calling on, we got black people calling on Shikna. We got black people calling on Lucifer. We got black people calling on everything that was created by them. Every ideology that was told to you by them is what we're calling on. I have yet to see a black person call on an African name, took it to the extreme. The only time they try to take it to the extreme when they try to associate black people with Hebrews. Miss me with the Hebrew talk. None of you niggas speak Hebrew. Nobody knows what Hebrew is. Nobody can't speak no Hebrew. Hebrew came from them. Hebrew came from Hebrew. That was taken out of Egypt. I know. I can tell you. Hebrew was the what when you go look down the rabbit hole. Hebrews was thieves and thieves and savages. Those are the origins of Hebrews, man. Stop with the madness, man. We gotta stop trying to feed us some illusion, thinking that this thing is real, but then it's not. Gotta stop. We're forcing ourselves to believe. So what you see going on in the world, it's because of one thing and one thing only. It's not us. When are we gonna tap into our customs? When are we gonna try to even learn who we are? Why are you on TV right now watching? Why are you on TV right now watching a European love scandal? Why are you not watching an El Cabulan love scandal? Why are you not trying to learn your culture? Why are you not trying to learn their language? Why are you not trying? Why are you not trying? Because you've been programmed not to try that. You've been programmed not to desire that. You've been programmed to hate that. You've been programmed to despise that. You've been programmed to even thinking about that as like feeling below of yourself. So you've been programmed to do that, pimpin'. You was programmed to do that, pimpin'. You wasn't programmed to be a rider. You wasn't programmed to be a warrior. You wasn't programmed to know your customs. You wasn't programmed to connect to your ancestors. It was never part of the script for you to ever connect back to your ancestors ever in your life, my nigga. And for you niggas, it's just a mystery. And if you really want to know, you gotta pay. They got everything documented. They can tell you where, which, who, how. They got all that documented. You just gotta pay for it. Comes with a fee. Remember I said, nothing in life is free. Even death got to be paid for. Got to be paid in blood or it got to be paid in greens. This is facts. This is facts. You know what I'm saying? This is facts. I know a lot of you guys, don't understand the damage that these people have done to us with their ideologies. You guys really don't understand the damage. We have absolutely no power. We have absolutely no strength. We are literally walking, talking property, my nigga. Think about it. We are property. They tell us when to vote. They tell us how to dress. They tell us how to think. They tell us how to treat your child. They tell you how to treat your child. They tell you how to nourish your child. They got complete control, bro. And they know where all this strength and power is coming from. And we as people have yet to realize that. Fuck up Black Lives Matter. I don't give a fuck about no Black Lives Matter. I don't give a fuck about no European being caned. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't, because the powers that be is bigger fishes to fry. You think you finding out that the European is cane, nigga? You go to work and you stand amongst them every day. You don't pop off. You don't call them. You don't call them cane. You call them by their name. You show a level of respect. So why are you focusing on that? Why are you still trying to desire knowledge about that? It's totally irrelevant. It's not what we are. It's not what we here to do. You feel me? It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta start coming to that realization. It's bigger fishes to fry. Our community's on fire. We are spiritually on fire. Our bodies, our souls, our minds, our integrity, our morals, our principles, our dignities, our compassion, our feelings, our desires, everything that we fought for, everything that we live for, everything that can make somebody a human is under attack, and we don't give a fuck. Because they gave us basketball and LeBron James and Kobe and all of that. And yes, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. We all was entertained, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We all entertained. We all like this joint. You know what I'm saying? We all feel we all was excited. We all was entertained. You know what I'm saying? We got something out of it. But even the universe is showing you enough is enough. That's why basketball is the way it is. That's why football is the way it is. That's why religion is being exposed the way it is. That's why this type of content is not being viewed. Like, the ancestors don't want that. The ancestors want us to be talking about the creators. The ancestors want us to talk about the ancestors. The ancestors want the world to know that black people had their own gods. We had our own traditions. We had our own customs. We had our own rituals. We didn't give a fuck about a Sabbath. We didn't give a fuck about an Easter. These are your European nonsense. That was not ours. We didn't know what that was, and we're not gonna claim it. If it can't be proven with documentations, I don't want to prove it. We don't want the belief. I don't want to live my life in a state of belief. I am way too grown. We are too grown. We are adults. We're not children. You know who lives their life in belief? Children. Children believe that Santa Claus is coming through their windows to deliver toys. Grown-ups know that that's a complete lie. That is bullshit. That is not going to happen. So if we know this, and we see this, how the fuck do we now not apply that when it comes to a book that nobody can prove? You can't prove what you're reading to be factual. You can't prove it. I don't want to hear nothing about, yo, look, they got it on TV, this and that. My nigga, I can show you movies that show the same exact thing. So when you see this type of production, my nigga, you got to ask yourself who's narrating the script, who put it together. Because I promise you it's not a brother man. I promise you it's not somebody that look like me and you. I promise you it's not an educated. I promise you you're not going to find that. Absolutely not. The fuck? Come on, man. You're watching it. You're watching the fall of everything right in front of us, my nigga. Everything is falling right in front of us, and it's intentional. Everything. My bad. But when you sit back and you internalize and you see everything and you pay attention and you start looking at things for what it's supposed to be seen as an adult, as an awoken individual, we cannot afford. I don't know about what these religious niggas is doing. I don't know if they take a jet over, poverty, over the circumstances, over the news. I don't know if these people just fly over. I don't know. But you cannot tell people who's going through real life shit, serious shit, life changing shit, death, whatever. You cannot tell somebody that's going through stuff like that to live in a state of belief and tell me just to believe in God, but just trust in God. Trust in what? From what society shows me, society shows me sometimes that God does not exist. The way that you proclaim He exists doesn't seem that way. Doesn't seem that way. It seems very controversial. Doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem that it seems like the people that devote themselves the most to religion, the most to Jesus, the most to the Lord suffers the most. And the people that just live their regular lives, they the ones that usually be dying peacefully. And I find that kind of strange. I find that kind of strange. I find that kind of unusual. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. But yet, we stand here and we go through our lives under a state of belief. We put our trust in our minds and our souls and our connection. Whatever we got connected, whatever is remaining, because like I said, we have been totally disconnected. The ancestors has enough with us. We have been totally disconnected. When they seen the way that we was eating, when they seen the way that we was, giving ourselves up to those that put us in these circumstances, when they seen that, they gave up. They say, you want to be like them, you should die like them. And now we're suffering. Now we lead the category in every diseases. Even the brothers that's in the Hebrews, even the brothers that's claiming they got the truth and even these people are sick and they got problems that they're not talking about. Breathing conditions and all that they're not talking about. Because these things is real. These things do exist, bro. You understand? You understand? Got to think about that. No integrity. We lost that. Ancestors said, fuck these niggas. You not standing on business. You not finishing the plate. You not finishing. You not demanding freedom. We want freedom. At this point, people just want freedom. And we don't want to hear get over it. It was past. As long as you are in remembrance and honorance of the Holocaust, you're gonna remember ours too. Fuck out of here. Them niggas got rich off our backs, off our worship, calling on their fucking God creations. Y'all niggas is crazy. Niggas gotta respect the game, Pimpin'. And Pimpin' June about to start coming back outside, man. You know what I'm saying? That was my street name back in the days, Pimp Game, you heard? Used to have the ladies call me Pimp Game all the time. What's my name? Pimp Game. Say it again. Pimp Game. And that nigga coming back outside. We bringing back the wolves. Bringing back the warriors. And complete righteousness, though, people. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Complete righteousness, decency and order. But we're gonna play the game. We're gonna play the game the way it's supposed to be played. We're gonna play the game knowing who the enemy is, what they designed to do. We're not taking information like a grain of we're not taking it like it's the Holy Grail. Everything is with a grain of salt out here, you heard? Straight like that. Straight like that. We're taking that joint like a grain of salt. We're not living life through beliefs anymore. And the only reason why you guys can't let go of the belief is, like I said a million times, even on this live, you niggas have been re-indoctrinated. You have been indoctrinated. This is why you cannot let go of the three Abrahamic religions. Because these three Abrahamic religions, you are still traumatized from it. Your ancestors, remember, don't care what these people tell you, there's still blood that's shed. You hear me? There's still blood that's been shed of your ancestors for not accepting such religion. Remember that. Don't give a damn what these niggas is telling you. Blood was shed. Whether these Hebrews is telling you, yeah, man, they was giving us Christianity. Or the Bantu say, yeah, man, they was forcing us Jesus. No matter what these niggas is telling you, just remember, your ancestors' blood was shed for the denial of this ideology. And every time you pick it up, and every time you submit it and you say, yes, this is it, you catch a spanking, you catch a beating. Every time you call, every time you call on these deities that have absolutely no power, and you give them power, you get taken advantage of. You're made an example of. I made a live, I think like 3 days ago, talking about how can brothers say that they are the so-called Hebrew Israelites, they are the children of God. They keep the laws, they observe the Sabbath, they keep the feast days, they do everything you can imagine. They say they do all that. But yet demons always seem to make their way into these people's congregation. Now, if you want to go based on the word, if you want to go based on the book of Psalms, if you want to go based on the writings coming strictly out of the Biblos, it says, follow me and I shall guide your path. Believe in me and I shall guide your path. That your word is the ultimate protection. That your word is the ultimate protection. That your word is the ultimate protection. But yet nobody is protected. Not only is nobody protected, people is neglected. People is disgraced. People is spoken of and about in person or in behind, direct or indirectly. People are being lied to. People are being robbed. And the best thing is people are still being fed the same bullshit story that didn't get them absolutely nowhere in life. Our ancestors, they make it to the top following this. We have not made it to the top following this. When they say make it to the top, this is what I mean making it to the top. Making it to the top where your presence is felt and respected. The same way Putin is felt and respected. The same way the president of Korea is as niggerish as can be with power. The closest thing to a nigger with power. And yet they still have a level of respect for him. It's not like that for us. See, we have nobody to represent us. You see, the reason why nobody can represent us is because, for one, we've lost who we are. And for two, we have accepted, honored, revered, and embraced the property title. We'd rather be somebody's property than being your own divine entity. It's too much work being your own divine entity. Because remember, America's a corporation. Everything must be done corporately. And it's sad. It took me to lose a lot to be like, damn, yo, I really gotta do things professionally. Like you can't. There's no that when you go up the ladder in brackets, there's really no room to be fucking around. Because you're playing with the big boys. You're playing with big money. You're playing with, you know what I'm saying? So I know that. But religion, they don't teach you that. Religion, not only do they not teach you that, religion don't even take you there. It don't. But what can I say? What can we do? The only thing we can do is walk away. True word. The only thing we can do is walk away. The only thing we can do is to walk away. Because we've lost ourselves. We have become genetically modified Europeans. We have become, I repeat, genetically modified Europeans. We have embraced, honored, and outdid Europeans when it comes to their traditions, their customs, their culture. But we as black people, we don't know nothing that's black outside of what's being hip-hop and niggerish, violent, foolishness, pure stupidness. True word. That's why niggas desired Black Panther so much. That's why it was a household masterpiece. And it's because black people seen black people more than just black people from the eyesight of black people that only been taught about black people in a black people negative way. That's why that show was what it is. That movie, should I say, was what it is. Because of that. But in reality, we don't want that. We don't want that type of power, because if we desired that, we would have been had our land back. If we did and we desired that, there would never be rest on this earth. There would never be peace on this earth. There would never, if we desired that. But we don't. Because we desire being entertained, being fed, and a lot of it has to do with the eating. Listen, man. The 70s and the 80s was a full-fledged attack on the biological, neurological, psychological, physical, spiritual attack upon black people. Those 2 decades. All they needed was 20 fucking years, and they got the job done. You heard? That's all they needed. Just give them 20 years. 70s and 80s. Look it up. Look what was going on in the 70s and 80s. Look what was going on in the 70s and 80s. Look what the conversation was in the 70s and 80s in the black community. Drugs and more drugs. Drugs and more drugs. Drugs and more drugs. Drugs and more drugs. And all you need is one sex, one nut, and produce one child. One contaminated baby. And we're gonna be able to do what we want. They're gonna grow up and they're gonna feel entitled. They're gonna hear stories about slavery and Jim Crow, and they're gonna live their lives like, we're not doing that no more, but yet stand on that, but not build nothing. Burn the bridge, but not build the bridge of their own. Doesn't make sense, but that's what it is. Yeah. Nobody else. We are the kings and queens when it comes to shit like this. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Nobody. Nobody does it better. Nobody does evil better than the black man. Where did this evil come from? What is the origin? What is the foundation of it? Think about it. Where is the origin and the foundation of evil stems from? Stems from the Biblos. Remember, the very first evil was in the Bible, was on Eve. Or was it the angels that was cast down and kicked down for disobedience and not being righteous and went against God and got kicked out and was not having entry into the heavens. And then after that, he was in heaven in the book of Job having wages with God, but it's not Satan, it's Lucifer, or is it the devil, or which one? But the devil who had this was thrown in the lake of fire. But in the process of being thrown in the lake of fire, we're gonna wait for Jesus, because Jesus is gonna come. The Father is going to kill is going to allow his only begotten Son to die. Can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. All of that. The brother said fake revolutionary. Absolutely. Everything about the revolution that you see, there's only one real true revolution that ever took place when it came to black people, was the ones that they don't speak about. What the Haitians did was so powerful, you just can't hide it. You can't hide the fact. These niggas was literally out here pure renegading. Came to America, came to Boston, came to Chicago, came to these places, came to Venezuela, came to Brazil, came to these people and just started and was just causing pure mayhem and pure ruckus. You can't hide that history. But what you're going to do is you're going to demoralize what Haitian people are doing. You're going to always paint a picture on how nasty Haiti is. You know how rich Haiti is? If I show you areas in Haiti where the rich stay, and the rich there move, by the way, they're still there, feet up, laughing, drinking the best water, best mangoes, best coconuts, got the best hospitals, best doctors. It still goes on in Haiti to this day. You guys are just seeing the slum, just like they show you in Africa. When you see Africa, they don't show you Africa at its greatness. They show you Africa at its worst. Why? So you won't have no desires to go there. That's the whole purpose. He said I believe in Pangea personally. I don't know what Pangea is. I don't know what Pangea is. I never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna give some light about it, you wanna have a conversation, I'm all ears for that. But I've never heard of no Pangea. Never, and like I said, and this is no disrespect to anybody. If Pangea is something that was, put together by Europeans, if it's their studies, their ideologies, their philosophies, I don't want that. I gave too much time of my life to their studies. I want to learn my own. I want to learn me. I want to learn my people. I want to learn my culture. I don't want to learn Hebrew. This is not me. You can't force me to believe that this is me. I'm in a Hebrew neighborhood right now. I can show you writings right now. I can grab a black man off this corner right now and tell me, yo, what does this say? They're going to say, man, I don't absolutely not know nothing. Matter of fact, there's a bus right in front of me right now. Let me show you. That Hebrew, look. Oh, I can't show you because of the green screen. I can cancel that green screen. I'll show you right now. Show you right now. Show you right now. This is what it is. I don't wanna learn their ideologies no more. I'm good. Thank you, man. It was fun while it lasted. You feel me? But this is not for me. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm in a whole Jewish community. You can listen. Listen. Man, I wish I could take off this green screen, man. I want you guys to see this. But look, this is Hebrew music. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the sound, like that's not our customs, bro. And you got these black niggas that's running around trying to make me believe that. Like, no, I'm not going to believe that, sir. Try again. I'm not going to believe that. Absolutely not. In no way, shape, or form will I believe that. I don't have no family members, no relatives. I don't have nobody that can vouch and back your arguments. I don't have anybody that's able to do that, bro. I don't have anybody that's able to do that. But yeah, you want me to take this philosophy and give it to my people and tell my people that this is the facts. Nah. What's next? You're gonna tell me that I should also close the doors and demand people to give money on my YouTube and give money on the Cash App. Like if you guys wanna, oh no, all right, go. I'm in a Hebrew community, right? In a Hebrew community. Look, this is Jews. But you heard the songs playing was them speaking. It wasn't me. This is Jews. You're going to tell me that this is the origin of this comes from us? Please, my nigga, stop. Stop. You make us look retarded. Okay? Look at the Hebrew writing right here. Who can tell me what that says? Who can tell me what that says? Who can tell me what that says? Who can honestly tell me what that says? Not a single one of these brothers can tell you what that says. They need the Strongs with it. How are we still hypnotized? It's because you've been indoctrinated since birth. You didn't even hear your name when you came out the poom poom first. You heard Jesus. You didn't even hear your name. You didn't even hear your name mentioned. You heard Jesus. You heard, oh my God. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, Lord. This is facts. This is not me making this up. This is me telling you the goddamn truth. And you guys don't like this truth because this truth pierces a nerve. It hits where you don't want it to hurt. See, you guys don't want the hurt. You guys want the war, but you want it without no pain. You want to go on the battlefield, but you don't want to get trained. You don't want to be trained. You don't want to be trained for the disappointments. You don't want to be trained for the lies. You just want to stand on hope and belief and whatever you believe. Even what I'm saying to be facts, but if you don't believe it, I don't gotta stand on that. I don't gotta listen to Brother Junior because Brother Junior, he's saying, and I just don't agree. I believe that Jesus is coming. I believe that Minsinisi happened in this area, and he was this, that, and that, and the boom back, and the kidnap, and the black, and the gun smack. I believe that. Even if people present arguments that not a single Christian was able to confirm, dispute, even if we have that, still not enough. You know why? Because you was indoctrinated since birth. I repeat, You was indoctrinated since birth. So breaking free from this matrix, the matrix is the Biblos. That is the matrix. That is the end game. The matrix is the Biblos. The end game is the Biblos. That's the end game. The end game is the Biblos. The end game is the denouncement of the Abrahamic religion. The day black people stop, I promise you, will be the day you guys will see invasions of these people. You will really see the savagery of these people. You will really see who your boyfriend is. You will really see who your girlfriend is. You will really see when that time presents itself. And some of you guys aren't going to be prepared for it. You will see. And you know it. You know what I'm telling you is the truth. You know it. The end game is the Biblos. Only thing that's stopping you from ever elevating, black man, is the Biblos. Is the religion. Is the ideologies. Is the Socrates and the hypocrisies. And when you have doubt, they give you a cup of Hennessy. And when you really figure it out, they call you the enemy. And when you accept that role, they say that you've been overtaken by the demons, and now you moving with the heathens, and he's a demons, and he acting like this and acting like that. Meanwhile, the only people that's suffering is the ones that's still invested into the control. Nah. No. Not anymore. Not anymore. You can call us whatever you want, but not anymore. You know it. You feel it. Not anymore. We demand the facts. We demand the truth. We demand our story. We don't want to hear nothing about your Jesus. We don't want to hear nothing about your Yahweh, Yahoo, and the cuckoos and the poo-poo. You got the representatives, and they did a bad job. You got the representatives, the so-called messengers, and they did a bad job. And they're fired. And not only are they fired, but your teachings and your doctrine is fired as well. And I'm proud to say that, and I'm staying on that until I can't stand on it no more. You have failed us. You have failed us. The pastors, the Biblos, the God that's in the Biblos is not the creators. Listen carefully, people. Listen carefully, El Kebulan. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, pimpin'. The God that's in the Biblos is not the God of the El Kebulan people. You go ahead and let these niggas tell you that. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and we're gonna stand. And I'm gonna stand on business. The God that's in the Biblos is not the God of the creators. There's no scrolls that these niggas took it from. There's no proof of this argument. There's no proof of such allegations. No evidence. No paperwork. No writings. No proof. And because there's no proof is the reason why we say kapoof. Throw that shit in the garbage. Because we see what it has done to us in the last 400 years. We've seen what it has done to us in the last 400 years. It's time for us to start seeking better, doing better, feeling better, loving better, learning better, seeking better. Stop living life off beliefs. It's over for the beliefs. You are an adult. You are not a child. Are you a kid? If you are a kid and you are in a kid state of mind, then probably you are because you guys have been programmed to become a sheep. I'm nobody's sheep. I am a man. I'm a human. I come from a beautiful ancestral bloodline, an honorable bloodline. An honorable bloodline that I would like to keep for the remainder of my life and represent my fellow comrades. Y'all niggas is crazy. You gotta make it make sense. If you want to be a sheep, I get it. I understand it. This Jesus doctrine is for you. If anybody that desires to be a sheep, this is for you. If you wanna, if you wanna be a sheep in a battlefield, that's for you. Shout out to you. But you can't be around the warriors, cause these niggas are gonna eat your ass alive. You heard pimp? You heard pimp? You will be eaten alive. The warriors will eat you alive. The streets will eat you alive. The demons will eat you alive. That's why the demons is making their way in your church, because you thinking this word is the word of God. You thinking this is really the creators of the universe. You really believe that this is their word. You honestly believe that. When this word is literally the book of the order of the entire universe, and look at the condition. Now you're telling me to get a fork and pick out, eat the meat and spit out the bones. My nigga, please, miss me with the foo-foo pimping. This ain't for us. It's never been for us. If it was for us, it wouldn't have to been forced, my nigga. If this was ours, it wouldn't have to been forced, my nigga. If this story was for us, it would not have to be forced, my nigga. It would not have to be. We would have met somewhere in the middle a long time ago. It wouldn't take religion. It wouldn't take the creation of religion for us to live amongst each other in unity. We could have been did that. If they was bringing forth something that we was already practicing, but they wasn't. Charles C. Jones, go look it up. Charles C. Jones, how to turn a Negro Christian. Look it up, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. You will come to the realization like, damn, yo, they really been fucking with our minds. This is really your program. This is really literally a template. This is nothing righteous. This is not no great awakening. This is a template. You guys should read this book. This is a template that every single religious organization, personnel, whatever follows, my niggas. I'm talking everything from the delivery to the rebuttals. They even show you the rebuttals that these niggas got in it, fam. Yeah. They got the rebuttals. They got the things. They got the rebuttals, and when the questions get too extreme, I promise you, when you look at it, you will be shocked to see when the questions become too extreme, they all release every single member the same way. They say the brother the brother is no longer allowed in the church for whatever reason, etc., etc. And then they're going to say, we're going to pray for the brother. It seems like the brother has been overtaken by demons. The nigga wasn't overtaken by demons. The nigga was waking up. When you start waking up and you start seeing, wait, hold on, this don't make no sense. What? Nah, we ain't doing this. But we're not waking up because of the indoctrinations from birth. You know, when your mother was pregnant with you, she took you to church on Sunday and you heard that banging from the bell, that vibration, that irritation. Ask your mother if you wasn't moving, kicking, say what the fuck is going on if she when you was in her belly when she took you to church. Everything that you guys see it's a program. When the bell rings, that vibration of the bell is literally a hypnosis. Remember, you ever see when I snap my fingers, you come back to normal? That's what the bell is. That's what the bell is. I know it's a tough pill to process, tough pill to digest. I know. But we gotta start speaking truth. We gotta start seeing things for what it is. We gotta stop living in fairy tales. We gotta stop living in fear. We gotta stop living in lies. We gotta stop living in confusion. We gotta start desiring answers, man. I think for everything that our ancestors went through, for all the information that we gathered over the years, I think we deserve some answers. Fuck your money. Give us the answers. I think we in desire. I'm talking about every information. I feel like every slave, I feel like what Donald Trump needs to do, and maybe I could we should make that a petition. You see how they're opening all these files and declassifying. I feel like they should open every file for every family tree of an El Kebulan kidnap. I feel like every single black person here in America should know where their origin is, and it should not be with a fee. It should be for free. If you take it upon yourself to go looking for it, you should have it there for you. And if you want to go deeper and deeper, like I'm talking about like outside outside of the plantation, we talking about going back to Africa, that maybe you could pay a little bit more. Maybe you could pay for that. And that should be a minimum one flat fee. Because I promise you these people got all that information. All that information. Being around these people my entire life, I know they're all about documentation. Everything got to be stored. And the higher you up in positions is the more information you got to store. And that's exactly what they've been doing. Facts. So I'll leave it as that, man. But anyway, I reached my spot. It was quick. I took the back routes. You know how we do. Continue supporting, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. My apologies for the podcast this morning. I was fucking with the audio and it messed up. I'm pissed off behind it. I definitely got to go back and literally readjust, especially for the verdict tomorrow. I want to make sure the audio is copacetic, cool, calm. You know what I'm saying? No issues. You feel me? So with that being said, just stay tuned. Like I said, continue supporting. Share this with your friends and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, support the brand. We outside with it. It's your brother, man. You understand? I'm a holler. Well.